What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga. This time I'll be reacting to volume 13, unlucky number 13, which again just fits very perfectly with the story at the minute, doesn't it? And I'll be reacting to chapters God of the Abyss and Lifeblood. Last time we covered Storm of Death, which I didn't think actually fit in that well with the goings on of the episode. I thought it was going to be covering mostly Zod and Skull Knight's battle, but actually fit very perfectly. Actually, it kind of suggested that would be the case, having that start out in the first chapter as well, carrying on from the end of volume 12. But it was more of a storm of death, of less of a storm and more of a death. If you know what I'm saying. It was unfortunate saying goodbye to a lot of the Band of the Hawk members. Some of our favourite members, Jadao especially, was very emotionally, I felt. Pippin as well, really bringing it home at the end there. Caucus actually went out on quite a good note, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But for him, I think that was actually quite a good note. But yeah, we're going to have God of the Abyss and Lifeblood today, which should be very interesting. I'm expecting to do quite a lot of censorship coming up, so be aware of that. I'm going to try my best not to kind of keep as much in view as possible. Recently, I've been using the YouTube kind of blur system. Sometimes it goes really weird though. Sometimes it just creates these weird lines. I noticed on my latest video that I uploaded today, but sometimes it does do it like I want, in just like this this blur of a kind of blob, which is pretty good, because sometimes when I edit on my video editor on the I think it's like just the Windows video editor, it does like not censor it when I kind of move up the page, which the YouTube editor does help out with. But obviously this stuff is probably quite boring for you, so we'll get right into the third chapter. Again, it almost feels like it's kind of cut off a little bit at the top here. But I don't think that's the case. I think that is literally just like where the page starts, I think. I hope so. But interesting looking horned monster here. Guts is tiny bit of a sword. I think it has cut off that top bit, hasn't it? Because look, it's actually got a person on there, as I thought it might, because a lot of these monsters have had kind of human features or just humans on top of them. There's a human essence somewhere in these monsters a lot of the time, isn't there? Wonder if I zoom in, if we can. Nah, it's just literally just cut off. But yeah, I think the monsters at the end of the last chapter were swarming Guts on the top of the hand. He's done pretty well to actually just take off those horns with just that bit of sword. And we're starting out with a big page. Let's go. Still plenty more where they came from. Oh wow. That one, wow, they all look fucking awesome, don't they? And look at that one again, done in the eyeballs with the horn. But this one here looks cool as hell, doesn't it? Little arms there, but I love this thing coming out of his mouth. It reminds me of a xenomorph. I love the xenomorphs, man. They're awesome. Probably one of the best creatures ever created. Just and the liquid. I did recently just go back and watch the Alien movies. You couldn't tell. This one here looks really cool as well, doesn't it? But look at that. This one looks like a bit of a starfish. And there's the one we took the horn off. Again, you've got to love the monster designs that we've been seeing recently. There's been so many, hasn't there? So many different monsters. Absolute treat. Got another motherfucker in the face. That's where we're aiming for these guys, aren't we? We're just aiming for the human faces of them. What it looks like. And that's a cool shot here. That is a pretty damn cool shot. And there's still plenty more where they came from. Even still. Oh, this guy as well. Oh my god. Look at this. a hedgehog, but horrible and human-like. Those mouths, bloody hell, that is cool as fuck, isn't it? The wormy bits at the end. What is this thing? That vagina. Yeah, I've been loving the monster designs recently. Have been awesome. Again, imagine trying to fucking make this a real movie. It would just be non-comparable. It would just be non-comparable because there's no way you can have so many different variations of these monsters. No way. And make them all look good as well. This guy takes a few hits here. Oh my god. Another weird looking one. Very weird looking one. It's like an elephant, but not. Ah! Wonder if we'll get any any text in today's reaction. Oh wow, this one looks cool as hell as well. This one's more bony and skull looking than most, which I like. This guts absolutely slams that elephant looking one down. And I love looking at the expressions on these as well as they get on in. Doing a pretty good job so far though. Took out a fair few of them. That face as well. He's got a lot of pain yet to come as well though, hasn't he, Mr. Guts? As they just keep coming. Keep crawling up. The boy does do his best. It's ironic though. The stronger his life force, and the greater his anguish, the more they become precious bread for the new life of darkness. Precious bread. That is quite ironic, isn't it? The stronger he fights back, the better he does, the less likely he is to actually survive. Funnily enough. And the more tasty he becomes. Sweet dreams, blessed child. Blessed child? Is he talking to Guts there? I mean, from these guys' point of view, I guess Guts' childhood was blessed. These demonic bastards. But yeah, I watched the new Hellraiser a couple of days ago. I didn't like it that much, to be honest with you. It was alright. The monster effects and the what they called Cenobites, quite funny. Cenobite, xenomorph. Well, these are interesting terms, but yeah, I really like the designs of the xenomorphs. They were really cool. The story was just boring as hell, but again, I could very much see some kind of Berserk influence, even in this new kind of adaptation of Hellraiser, with a few of the xenomorph designs. Very much kind of right out of Berserk, a few of them. But yeah, it was alright. Again, a couple interesting lines here and there. Again, a lot of the dialogue almost seems quite out of Berserk as well. Like what the God Hand would say is very much what I was thinking. I feel like that sounds exactly like something I'd hear from Slain or something. So it was quite interesting. But yeah, we'll carry on. Yeah, a bit of a disappointment in my opinion. Story was just boring as hell. Characters weren't great either. Until now, you have been a dream called Griffith. Oh, is he talking to Griffith here then? Okay. I mean, that makes a bit more sense, to be honest. But also, would be quite funny if they said that to Guts. It wouldn't be funny, but it would make sense, if you know what I'm saying. God damn, he looks messed up here though, doesn't he, Griffith? Sweet dreams, blessed child. Until now, you have been a dream called Griffith. And when that dream ends, you will awaken into a dream from which you'll never wake, in a night that will never break. Poetic. Got an ass on him. That was a fat ass. The wings are kind of coming together. Very much looks like what would happen inside of an egg right here, doesn't it? With all this, not sure what to call it, but you get that same kind of stuff happening when birds hatch, I think. That's what happens inside their eggs. Oh, look at this, it's like a giant fish. Got like stuff in his horn in these guys' mouths, doesn't he? He really does. There's that cool looking one I was talking about. Again, almost looks like a bit of a hollow from Bleach, a little bit. Oh, he gets grasped, both hands. Shocked. Got sense what's happening behind him. He's almost there, Griffith. He's almost there. But his wings are like almost fully formed now. And look at that look that Guts gives him in a second. Such a sweet look, isn't it? In the midst of all this, tragedy. Also, I forgot to apologise at the start for fucking some of what's his name, Void's dialogue that I've been saying. I think he said it like 3 times. Like cat, what was it? Flow of casualty or something. The cause of casualty or something like that. Where it's actually causality, not casualty. It kind of looks pretty similar. Casualty and causality. Causality are not a word I've ever said before, I don't think, by the way. But I had to Google what it meant, and it's pretty obvious when you think about it. Causality, the reason as to why things are caused. And that makes a bit more sense now that I did go back and read his lines, but apologies about that. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, such a sweet look here in the midst of all this. Damn. Like Guts just gets out of that one. 4 motherfucking monsters taking a bite out of you at once. And this is a shot. Bloody hell. That almost looks a bit like Femto's head. Yeah. Wings as well. Quite similar, isn't it? And this one's cool. That's the hollow looking one. Look at his arms. Limp. The eclipse up there. Damn, Guts looks cool as hell in this shot, doesn't he? That is a poster shot right there. That's like a movie poster shot right here. That is seriously cool. Oh, is this it? I'm sinking. Is this it? Father from the lights. Where? Where is this? Where's my body? I'm sinking. think this is it. Oh, bloody hell. That is sick. Oh my god. And yeah, I think that's the Band of the Hawk members right there, isn't it? They're kind of getting their souls sucked up, sacrificed for Griffith's evolution. But damn, that's a fucking sick shot. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That is insane. And that's what I was kind of hoping for. In some of the earlier chapters, we got shots similar to this, but it wouldn't show like the insides. It would just kind of show a load of blood. But wow, this is brilliant. Probably sounds weird to a lot of people. Like I said, I'm a bit of a strange upbringing. Again, I was always a kind of not ant kid, but kind of insect guy. Well, it's not like I was known for it or anything, but I like collecting insects and looking at insects and such, and animals in general. I like my horror movies, I like playing video games. Wasn't part of like the popular group or anything. I wasn't into the popular stuff. Yeah, that was just insane, isn't it? That's just insane. There's the little fibers under the eyeball. Oh damn. That's one of my favourite shots so far. What is this? Not in terms of it meaning much, but just in terms of how fucking cool that looks and the detail in the drawing as well. Like, it takes a lot for an artist. Like, that's why I especially like a lot of horror movies, because a lot of the effects, I've mentioned this a few times, the effects are just brilliant. It's amazing how someone can imagine how something like that would look and then pull it off and it actually look exactly how it would, and how it would in a great way, especially on film as well. So I love seeing people's interpretations of stuff like this as well. Like the head splitting off, the brain coming out this side, the eyeball bursting out. Just awesome, isn't it? What is this? And look at this eyeball drawing as well. All these souls. These pained souls. This is a brilliant panel. Probably one of my favourite panels yet. Okay, another big one here. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh my god. I'm loving this. We never really got any shots like this in the anime, did we? Any this brutal. But my god. That last fucking panel was something to say. Jesus Christ. Got like 3 times that here. Jesus Christ. What even is this? If you guys like this type of gore as well, definitely check out Terrifier 2 that came out this year. I wouldn't say it had as bad a moment as the first one. In the first one, I'll spoil it because it's been out a while. I will say I watched All Hallows Eve that included a short of Terrifier / Art the Clown in, which was probably the scariest story of that Art the Clown character. But then there was Terrifier 1, which had a scene of a girl getting sawed right in half, and no cuts or anything, you just literally saw it all. Girl cut right in half naked from the vagina down, as she was upside down. Was absolutely brutal. Then he ends up, again I'm spoiling it because it's been out a while, then he ends up wearing her skin at some point during the movie. He ends up wearing a woman's chest and upper parts and boobs, and absolutely gory as hell. Definitely suggest watching those movies. But in the second one, there's a scene on par with that as well. Definitely an absolute blast for you gore lovers. there's any of you guys out there. But yeah, if you like these shots, definitely check that out. As we move to the guys in the mouse, the guys currently getting eaten. Honestly, what would you rather have? Would you rather have this like kind of blunt trauma, die from that, or would you rather get eaten? I don't really know. They're both kind of similar, actually, aren't they? I think I'd getting eaten. Sometimes you don't even die instantly. Sometimes you're just in their bowels. You got to wait for to get digested. I imagine would be awful. But I think I'd probably actually just prefer to kind of get cleanly kind of decapitated or something. But sometimes you're still alive after you get decapitated for a little while, so maybe not. Although your head's away, so I guess you wouldn't feel the pain. Not sure how that worked, to be honest. If you get your head cut off and your brain was still working for a little while, you wouldn't feel the pain in your body, I don't think, would you? Because it's not attached anymore. But would you feel the pain from like your neck? I imagine. I don't know. Talking theoreticals here. Yeah, this panel again is just nuts. Awesome start already. Awesome fucking start already with these two. And that shot of Guts earlier as well. Looking like an 80s action hero. And it's all going on outside of Griffith, but also kind of within him as well, if that makes sense. All these souls, all this death is bringing his evolution, isn't it? So it is kind of happening within him as well as outside. What is this though? What's this bit of brightness here? Not sure. Oh god, oh my god, I love these kind of poetic but gruesome shots. They're some of my favourites. All their deaths are piercing through me. They sure are. I love shots like this. All that pain, all that suffering. God damn, look at this. His brain's lagging behind him. Jesus, this guy's got everything coming out. That guy got literally de-skinned, and they even took his muscle away. He's just a skeleton. Bloody hell. Yeah, another movie. I think I've recommended this one before. Dead Alive. That's another very gory movie that you should definitely watch if you're a fan of gore. Probably the most. I think it was actually created by Zack Snyder, if I'm correct in saying. Maybe not Zack Snyder. Someone quite well known. (1992). Peter Jackson, that's the one. I think he done well, he looks like he done the Hobbit movies, but Lord of the Rings, but Percy Jackson, I think he done those movies as well. I couldn't believe it when I found out he was the director of that, but yeah, probably not the most disgusting. Well, there's a lot of disgusting things in that. I wouldn't quite put it quite as brutal as Terrifier, but it's probably the most bloody movie I've ever seen. Got some really awesome moments as well. I will say, as a whole, it's okay. It's not the best movie you'll ever see, but it's definitely worth it just for those gruesome moments and quite a few funny moments in there as well. Again, got some kind of disgusting comedy, like black comedy in a way. I definitely recommend that one. That's the one not a lot of people have seen. Again, I saw it during my youth. I saw it during my youth again. I'm not sure if it was healthy. I watched so many horror movies during my kind of developing years, but I guess that's maybe the person I am today. I wished for it. I killed them. It's strange. I don't feel anything. I'm sinking. What's this? I don't think we ever got this much of a good look at what's happening inside Griffith either, did we? From what I remember, he just kind of went to the cocoon and birthed. Could be wrong about that, but I feel like this was a much quicker process during the anime and movie. Which again is a bit of a shame, because you lose that little bit of detail, and over time, if you lose a little bit of detail here, there, another little bit of detail, another little bit of detail, they do add up, and you actually miss quite a lot of detail by the end of it, is what I've noticed. So I can understand why manga readers do get so kind of angry and such sometimes when their anime isn't adapted fully or how they'd like, and especially light novel readers as well. But you've always got to do something. You can never. I can't remember who it was, but a big movie maker, it might have been Del Toro. I'm not sure about that, but I remember someone speaking about kind of adapting books and novels and comics and stuff, and you just can't fit everything, and you need your own kind of twist on it. You need it to be a movie structure, and it's just a completely different form of kind of media. Same with anime to manga as to movies with books. It's a different form of media, so it needs a different way of telling that story. I think especially with light novels, it's especially hard to adapt, to be honest with you. So I can kind of see where people get out being angry at bad adaptations, but sometimes they do need to understand as well the kind of workings of how things work. What's this? The crystallization of your last tear shed. The crystallization of your last tear shed. When suffering so profound as to make someone rip himself apart is confronted, a heart is frozen. Something's there. When suffering so profound as to make someone rip himself apart is confronted, a heart is frozen. What is that? Is that just like an endless hole? Is that like the essence of where the souls are going? Oh my god, they do look. Yeah, they do. I was about to say that they look like little behelets. Maybe that was the essence of a behelit. Maybe it's a person that's been transformed into a sacrifice. Not sure how they'd get back to Earth. Are their legs? Behelits? Oh, we've got another big shot here. They are splashes. Droplets of ideas that have spilled from the sea to eternity. Summons to the other world. They are splashes. Bit disrespectful, but he did sacrifice them all, so. I'm going to call it a splash. Droplets of ideas that have spilled from this sea to eternity. The Griffith's eternity. So what is this then? I haven't seen Casca since she got abducted either, by the way. God? What is this? Kami-sama? God of the Abyss. End. What is this? I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. Looks alien though, doesn't it? No idea. As we get an old school shot of Griffith right here. Interesting. Yeah, awesome fucking chapter right there. Awesome fucking chapter. Look at some of this artwork, my dude. Starting off strong with that. And we've got this awesome shot of guts coming up as well. Does it mean, or does that seem smaller than when we just went through it? This awesome shot of guts. This, just some of my favourite panels, yeah, these ones. Absolutely amazing gore and artwork right here. And then we got this interesting stuff with Griffith. Again, no idea what this is about. Is that actually like the god? Does it look different? Oh, I see why. For some reason it changed where I read it. Yeah, these shots here were insane. Again, I've got no idea what this is about. No idea. Perhaps this is their god. Perhaps this is the one above the god hand. So let's get right to the next one. I think this is the I think one of you did tell me that this is like, I'm not sure if it's this chapter exactly, but there is a missing chapter. The idea, God of the Abyss 2. Okay, so I think this is the missing chapter. It's not letting me. Yeah, so there's only one God of the Abyss here. I saw, yeah, again, I saw one of you guys comment on one of my videos saying that there was a missing chapter that I should have watched a few episodes back. I did check that out actually, and because it was called God of the Abyss 2, I was obviously gonna do it with God of the Abyss, so I guess I'll cover that now, and I might do the 3 chapters now then in that case, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense because there was 11 chapters here, wasn't there? So if we actually just do God of the Abyss, I think that actually kind of sorts things out. So looks like I won't actually be doing Lifeblood today. I'll just be doing God of the Abyss 1 and God of the Abyss 2. Again, forgive me if I do this in like a wrong order or anything, or if I have already done it in a wrong order, but it is reasonably confusing considering there's a missing chapter of sorts. I'm not sure what happened to it. Was it like not published? I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll continue from here. It kind of looks like where we just left off, so makes sense, I guess, to continue with this chapter. Just gonna see, our next chapter is called Lifeblood, and it goes back to normal. Okay. So yeah, I'll be doing Lifeblood at the start of the next episode in that case. And as I said for the last chapter as well, when it kind of changed to this different version, it's going to look slightly different and slightly smaller, I think. So apologies about that. Nothing I can do about it though, because there's not an official upload of it, I don't think. In this world, some people are born like the keys that move the world. In this world, some people born are like keys that move the world and exist having no connection to the social hierarchy established by man. Very much fits Griffith. Founder, Griffithsu. Griffithsu. Why have they said that then, Griffithsu? Like, if that was meant to be Japanese, it wouldn't be Griff. The Griff part wouldn't be there, so why have they put Su at the end? Like, they're speaking it in Japanese. It doesn't quite make sense, but okay. Band of the Hawk. Manga. Division leader. Gatsu. Guts. See, that one makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I guess that one makes sense. Not really sure what they're doing. So they're using Romanji, but again, it wouldn't make sense because there's no way you can spell that out in Japanese letters, so it wouldn't be said like that either. But it would kind of be said similar to that, but it definitely would not be written like that. Not that I'm anyone to give any advice to translators, to be fair, but God, welcome. Wow, we're actually speaking to it? This never happened, did it, in the anime or movie? Are they eyeballs then? God? Welcome, human. Are you God? I am the idea. Interesting. I was like steaming from its tentacle things. Interesting. I'm the idea. It looks just kind of like a heart, almost, with the heart's ventricles and such. Might be the idea behind it. The desired God. The idea of evil. Wow, we're actually witnessing God right here. But yeah, again, it looks just like a heart. Which again might be the reason behind it. We can see this kind of swirling actually here, can't we? Just quite interesting. But I guess that would make sense, being the kind of idea of evil, the heartbeat behind evil. Again, I did study sports science, and this was the most boring stuff to me, but kind of learning the skeleton, the name for the bones and muscles and such. Again, I was never that good at it. I always found it quite boring, actually, to be honest with you. Remembering the names of bones and such, it didn't feel like that was necessary. It's necessary if you're going into a sports science job for sure, but I don't know. I was never that good at that stuff. I did learn a little bit. Had to, of course. Why has he got burned with revenge? Why has he got burned with revengeful thought? God of the Abyss 2. Desired God. The idea of evil. The desired God. So it's just like an amalgamation of like the God Hand and other demons and humans, perhaps, idea of evil. They're kind of wanting there to be that kind of God of evil, perhaps. That ends up inevitably kind of creating this, potentially. Again, I'm just kind of absolutely guessing, and probably guessing very wrong. But it seems that might be the case. The idea is very much kind of what other people think and dream, such, isn't it? So he's what people think evil is. He's what people wished there would be, perhaps. And who knows? But yeah, as I said, they're going to got that swirling coming up right here, and he really does look like a heart. Really does. Yeah, this version here that I'm reading is quite small, isn't it? God? This God? This huge lump of flesh? What you are seeing is part of me. My core. Oh, so this isn't even the full thing. Well, I guess that is the whirlwind the full thing? Look around you. What's this? An ocean of feelings. There are people in that stream. All humans have deep in their souls. What does that mean? That is a D, isn't it? I'm not. It looks like a D. All humans have deep. Oh, is he actually going to go on from there? All humans have deep in their souls a common consciousness that transcends individuality. Yeah, I can agree with that. A common consciousness that transcends individuality. That's how we kind of make rules and laws and such, isn't it? but it makes sense. You'd hope everyone is a decent person, so they can agree on at least some kind of social matters and such. So again, that's kind of where rules and laws and such come from. I think that. Just looking at the faces, their collective consciousness as a species. Its dark side is this swelling ocean. I was born from these swells, as the ego of this world. Interesting. So he was born from humans, so obviously most of these demons and monsters and apostles and such are human based as well, so all of this does come down to humans at the end of the day, doesn't it? So it would kind of make sense a human would be able to beat these guys, right? At some point, but perhaps. Again, I'm not 100% sure about that, maybe because it's such an amalgamation of people's nightmares and thoughts and people in general that it's just gotten to a point where that's not possible potentially. But the ego of this world, that's interesting, isn't it? He is everyone's ego. Interesting indeed this is, isn't it? Again, I've got nothing like this in the anime movie. Nothing like this. This world itself is I, the darkness that dwells in every human heart. The idea of evil, this is God. I guess that is something kind of humans do worship, isn't it? The kind of darkness, the evil within them. Not worship in terms of, again, pray to or anything, but in terms of they kind of bow down to that, they respect that enough to kind of be wary of it and not show that to other people and keep it hidden, but also trying to keep it from coming out as well in some cases. I bound it down, and this being an amalgamation of everyone's darkness, quite a scary thought, isn't it? God, does that mean that does that mean that it was humans who created God? What I just said. I think so. Does that mean that it was humans who desired this? This terrifying thing? This looks like hell. Some call it that. Hell. This is just the surface of multiple layers of a whole consciousness. But you know that this place is terribly human. Yeah, I guess it also comes from a place of, again, like with the Hellraiser movies, a place of suffering. Humans kind of want to suffer in some cases. They don't think they do. They don't think they want to be bound by rules or laws or by responsibilities. But they do. They want to be controlled as much as they say they don't, as much as they say they want free will, free speech. Their actions very much go against that. In a lot of cases, you see that nowadays. It's quite interesting when you think about it. Again, everyone's paradoxical. Every human in the world, I think. I think I'm more kind of front-facing paradoxical. I think I'm more. You could easily see that with me, and I kind of realise it myself, whereas a lot of people actually don't. And I just think that's quite funny. I can laugh at them a little bit. The people that want freedom, they want rights for whatever specific minority group, but then again do actions that very much kind of go against helping humans in general. But again, enough of that. I really like this shot of Griffith right here. Again, it's quite an easy shot, like I say most of these times with these kind of blackout shots, but that's just a really, it's almost scary looking shot of Griffith right there, isn't it? With his hair kind of flowing like that. He already kind of looks like a bit of a monster right here. Certainly some interesting stuff there. Again, if you guys do know, please let me know why this chapter was not kind of official. Seems like some very intriguing stuff. Place is terribly human. It's just a heart, isn't it? So it's got like one extra. Actually, it's got a few extra kind of. Guess it needs them. Violence and loneliness. This place is filled with all kinds of blurred negative feelings. It is truly the will that defines human nature. Yes, it's true. This is in me. I can feel it. But why? Why were you born? Why did humans give birth to this will called God? Humans desired reasons. Reasons for their pain and suffering. Reasons why their life didn't go as planned, I imagine. Reasons for pain. Reasons for sadness. Reasons for life. Reasons for death. Reasons why their lives were filled with suffering. Reasons why their deaths were absurd. They wanted reasons for the destiny that kept transcending their knowledge. I love that right there. It is very poetic. It's just like what I was saying. It's like people, humans, just don't know. They don't really know almost anything about what they really desire and want, and what they're kind of putting something over, if that makes sense. At what they're actually kind of doing, looking for these reasons as why their life didn't go as planned. They're already kind of covering up the truth as to why that is. Like people in life look like me, for example, look for a reason to live, look for a reason to carry on, look for a reason to kind of be motivated, and a reason as to why we're brought into this world as well. But no, there is no reason. You were just a lucky soul that ended up winning the race and got here, and you got your chance to live. There is nothing beyond that, perhaps, anyway. But I think that's the case. Again, if you're religious, obviously that probably is not the case. I'm not sure. Would you be reading this if you're religious? I guess in some religions, again, I'm not sure. Seems pretty dark though, doesn't it? Perhaps I'm being a bit dismissive there, but it's interesting, isn't it? What is the reason we are all here? Perhaps there is no reason, but we want to think that there is one. We want to go on believing that there is one. Otherwise, what kind of life will we have potentially? Just brings up a lot of interesting questions, this, doesn't it? And again, it actually fits really nice as to what I've kind of found interesting about people as well. People need a reason for everything. Got a lovely scene right there. If you guys didn't realise, for this music video, do like a bit of Stranger Things. Bit of a shame though. Stranger Things has kind of gone downhill a bit for me personally. First season was awesome, but again, like I said, it gone downhill a little bit, unfortunately. In my opinion, season 4 was pretty good. It doesn't seem to be going in a great place though, if you know what I'm saying, for this final season. Enough about that. I was about to say that looks quite nice, but they're maggots. I always thought that was I can't remember what it's called, like the Day of the Dead. That's the one, the Day of the Dead festival in Mexico. Almost looks a bit like a design from that, but no, they're maggots, of course. And that was God. They wanted reasons for their destiny that kept transcending their knowledge. And that was God. And I produce those, as it is what I've been brought into existence for. I control fate. Obeying the essence of humankind, I weave every man's destiny. So yeah, funny enough, every one of these Band of the Hawk members actually kind of got killed by themselves in a way, by the desire all humans have, by the thoughts that they have, by the darkness that consumes them a little bit. Quite interesting to think about. Every human in the world actually created this. What's happening here right now? This madness. Does that mean that you're the one who controls my destiny? Kind of Japanese. Not sure why that isn't subtitled. Is it just a sound effect? No, it's actual words, I believe, because this, yeah, this is different from that one right here. Why is this not subbed? That you're the one who arranged everything so that it would be this way? Maybe it's just saying in silence or something. You're the one who arranged everything so that it would be this way. He is, but he wasn't actually. It was, again, humans. Yeah, so I'm just going to guess that just means that he's being silent. Although, again, it's different. It looks like different kanji. It might not even be kanji, to be honest. Looks like katakana almost. Yeah, look, it says something different in each of them. Not sure why it isn't subbed, but it would have been handy. It was established that you would... Well, it's nice that we got this anyway, considering it's a lost chapter. It was established that you would be here since a distant past. See, where do I read now? I guess I'll go middle, left, and right. Yeah, so it's pretty confusing. Apologies. By influencing the lower levels of human consciousness and merging blood with blood to pave the way for the times you would be born in, I manipulated history. What? By influencing the lower levels of human consciousness and merging blood with blood to pave the way for the times you would be born in, I manipulated history. So he literally made Griffith born in this era, in this specific era. I created the lineage that would give birth to the man you are, and created an appropriate context for you. All the encounters you've had so far were all a part of destiny that led you here as well. Wow. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I think I can kind of understand why this might be a kind of lost chapter. This might be a bit kind of... I'm not sure what the word is for it. I don't think there is a word for it. It might be a bit too... It's going to be a problem having this guy, if you know what I'm saying. It's going to be a problem keeping upcoming chapters and upcoming events kind of a mystery and keeping that intrigue, perhaps, and keeping that... Where did all this come from? What did all this... Where did the God Hand come from and such? Because I feel like almost every event from here on, you could say, "Oh, it was the destiny that God created. That it's God created," and that's just the answer to every question from here on. Again, that probably is not the case, I imagine, but I could very much see how this might cause some problems, if you know what I'm saying, in terms of storytelling and keeping your viewer on the edge of their seat, for example, and keeping things a mystery. This guy is kind of the answer to everything, if you know what I'm saying. Like, this guy could be the answer to everything if you wanted him to be. I can kind of understand why this is a lost chapter, I think. Considering that he's able to create everything that we've seen so far, if you know what I'm saying. This was all by his design. Is the rest of the story by his design? Who knows? The destiny? My? God, what do you want from me? Be as you will. I dwell deep within your heart. I'm part of you. You are a part of your kind's consciousness, a part of me. Your desire is my desire as well. Your actions themselves shall prove to be suitable for your kind as a whole. May those actions bring pain or salvation to all men. Pain or salvation. I guess that means death. So we're always going to have that bit of God within him, eh? So perhaps when Griffith... I mean, it is so Griffith to let Guts out of this place, if you know what I'm saying. I remember at the end of the movie, Griffith doesn't use his attack on Guts as he escapes. Again, it's interesting to now think, is that part of this God's will? Or was that actually Griffith's will? At the time, obviously, it seemed very much like... Didn't know about any of this, of course, so very much just seemed like Griffith's will. And he couldn't come, or he wanted to maybe do it later, kind of kill Guts and attack him and such, but perhaps it was actually part of the greater will of this God. Like I said, it does create a few problems, I think, this. Good problems as well as bad problems, in my opinion. I'm not sure how to feel about it, to be honest with you. Very interesting, I'll say that. Very interesting. Again, makes a lot of sense, and it's quite interesting that being a kind of combination of every man's kind of darkness and thoughts and potential reasons as to why their life's like that, for example. Very interesting. Do as you will, chosen one. If so, I want wings. That's pretty much whole now. Take within you the power of feelings this inner world is filled with, and change the physical field that is your body into a shape suitable for your task. So Griffith's actually the one kind of moulding his own transformation here. Interesting. Interesting. And there are the wings. Damn. That's a pretty damn cool shot here, isn't it? Those dark wings. In this swirl of darkness. Interesting. Interesting chapter here. Again, why was this lost? I want to see some interesting comments here. But there is none, is there? No. Wow. Again, not really sure what to think about that. I like it. I'm not sure. I like the being of this creature, if you know what I'm saying. I like that it was created from humans. I like the fact that the darkness within humans is why all this has happened. It makes a lot of sense. It really does. But I'm not sure I like the fact that this can kind of do that level of stuff. I mean, it makes sense that this would be powerful and such as well, but I'm not sure I like the fact that it can influence humanity on this level, that it can control humans for all of time to come. I guess it can't ever do anything really too kind of crazy, like wipe out all of humanity, because then there would be no God, would there? There wouldn't be this guy anymore or anything. So it just seems like the main objective for him is to bring humans their kind of dreams. It's funny because that is what you'd hope God would do, but in a darker way, their actual true kind of wishes, if you know what I'm saying, that dark desire, that desire for salvation, to have pain and suffering put upon them, which they don't even know about a lot of the time. Interesting, isn't it? I like that aspect of it, but again, I'm not like I just find it quite complex, the fact that it can make a bloodline like Griffith's. It can put just a person in any kind of time spectrum that it wants. It can make Griffith born in this century so that he meets Guts and Casca in the Band of the Hawk, for example. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'm not sure to feel positively or negatively about that. Again, it'll be interesting to see why this lost chapter was a lost chapter. I guess I might as well give it a Google right now, see if we can find out. Again, with a lot of anime stuff, it's quite the absolute pain to find out a lot of this stuff, to be honest. Berserk chapter 83. So it was removed. The idea of evil, also known as God a bit, let's talk about the lost chapter of Berserk, was never reprinted. So it was originally printed then. The chapter was never reprinted in any collection by Miura's request. So the author actually, the mangaka actually requested it. He stated that he felt it gave away too much of the plot too quickly. As much as the chapter's status in Berserk canon is... Now, try to say that word. I don't even know where to start. Apocryphal at best. Interesting. Yeah, I agree with this. Knowing definitely what God is defined as defines the scope of the universe, and Miura decided he didn't want that much to be revealed to us. It kind of goes along with what I was saying. It just feels like that could be the answer to every question, if you know what I'm saying. That is like the ultimate kind of end. That is where everything lies, if you know what I'm saying. That is the answer to everything. So I think I kind of agree with his decision to leave this one out, to be honest with you. Interesting. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought about that, and what I just said in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought about this lost chapter. If you guys think this should be a part, there's definitely interest, and that's for sure. And again, that makes a lot of sense. But if you guys think it maybe gives too much away, or it's just too much, if you know what I'm saying, I think it's a bit too much in my opinion. But definitely some interesting stuff in here. I've got a bit of a cold, so I will quickly wrap this up. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys like this one, and subscribe to the channel. And have a good day!